Hey guys, sometimes in our relationships, we have problems and struggle and issues and conflict that we totally self-inflict. And it's really fascinating to see. So let me give you an example. Years ago, I was working with this couple where she was so sweet. She was so kind. She was patient. And she was just loving. And he would come in and he would complain and he'd say, she's an abuser. She's horrible to me. She manipulates me. She does all these horrible things. And I knew them well, and I knew her well, and I knew him well. And, it was interesting to see because from his perspective, those feelings were valid. He really felt like she was. And she was trying everything she could to not be that, but she couldn't do much more. He noticed every little thing that she did and put it through his filter and turn it into her being this horrible partner and this person that's going to hurt him and abandon him. And if you dig in to people's past and you look at their trauma, it shapes the way that they view the world. And those beliefs and those thoughts start to create their reality. And so even though from an outsider's perspective, someone might look kind and sweet and wonderful, internally to him, he felt abandoned and abused. So that begs the question, what's the difference between a partner who is actually abandoning you and abusing you, and when you're creating that internally inside of you because of your past trauma? The skill that it takes is to really get good at mindfulness, fact-checking, and self-reflection. So you can self-reflect and understand why you turn certain things into certain things in your relationship. Get mindful of what the actual facts are, not your interpretation of the reality, but the reality, and be able to process that and understand that so that then you can take control of how you want to perceive what's going on in your relationship. If you fact check and you find, yes, there is actual abuse going on, or there is something bad going on, or this isn't working for me, then you can say, according to the reality, according to the facts, I have this amount of control, or I have these options, and this is what I'm going to do about this for my self-care. But instead of just ruminating in that suffering and not operating in reality, which will cause you more suffering, get clear about what's going on, practice mindfulness, and assert your boundaries when needed. Thanks, guys.